Hey, what's up guys, this is Sohan and you're watching Technical Spark. Friends, in today's video I'm going to demonstrate that how you can install your domain controller as well as DNS server in Windows Server step by step. Friends, before you proceed with your domain controller installation or let's say Active Directory installation, very first you will need to prepare your server. For an example, here I have mentioned some my basic details like my server name, my server IP address and other stuff. So this is how you can also prepare your server very first. To proceed with this, very first I'm going to check my domain name is properly configured or not. For that you can simply go to your this PC and then properties. Here you will find your server name. If you in case you want to change that, you can do so by clicking on this particular button, rename this PC. Okay, but make sure after changing your computer name, your system required one remote. Once this is done, now my second thing is IP address. So let's check what is my current IP address. For that, let me open CMD. And here we'll have to type one command, that is ipconfig. Let me put /all all. And here is the proper information. But right now you can see currently my DHCP is enabled. So I'm going to disable that and set up static IP address instead of DHCP. To do that, let's go to the run and type one command, that is ncpa.cpl and hit enter. Open the network properties and go to the IPv4 properties. Set the IP address as per your requirement. So here is mine. Friends, very first let me show you. Currently my IP address is configured as 192.168.0.61, but I'm going to change that from 61 to 60. But before that, let's check out whether this IP is available or not. Ping, and here is a 60 IP address. Perfect. This IP address is not used in any server, so we can use this. So let's type the IP address 192.168.0.60 and then subnet mask will be same 255.255.255.0. Let's give one default gateway 192.168.0.1. This is gateway I have captured from my firewall. As you could see in here also it's showing the same default gateway. But if you configure DHCP, then yeah, you can change this. But right now I'm not going to configure DHCP, so yeah, this is perfectly fine. Now let's enter the DNS server. Friends, since we are going to use this server as a domain controller as well as DNS, so very first I'm going to put my this server IP address here, that is 192.168.0.60, and then I'm going to put one public DNS here. Friends, the reason I'm configuring DNS server as a public DNS server here, so just because this particular AD server can easily go to my internet using this public DNS address. Once you are done, click on OK and let's disable this IPv6 because we are not going to use this. And now IPv4 is completely configured. Let's click on close and you are done. Let's run the command ipconfig all and my DHCP is got disabled now. Let's try to ping Google or let's say 8.8. Enter. I'm able to ping and here is my 60 IP address which is assigned to my this server only. Now let's close this. So since we are done with all our configuration as a prerequisite part, now let's close this. Now guys, we'll start with our Active Directory installation. In earlier Windows like Windows Server 2003, 2008, we are just running one command, that is DC promo. But I don't know whether that command will work here or not, but let's give a try. The Active Directory Domain Controller Service Installation Wizard is relocated in Server Manager. Great. So we have to go with the Server Manager. For that, click on Start and here is our Server Manager. Click on that. Currently there are only few options available here. Now to install your Active Directory, click on Add Roles and Features option under the dashboard. This new wizard will appear. Click on Next. Role based or feature based installation, that is fine. Friends, you can choose second option only if in case you want to install any other service in a remote PC. But in our cases, first option is completely good. Next, that is fine. You don't have to do anything here. Next. Now here is the game. Select the second option, that is Active Directory Domain Services. When you select that, you can see the some of the features are automatically getting selected. So make sure you don't touch anything here and click on add feature. Now we'll choose DNS server also. In DNS server also, few of the features are automatically getting selected. Once you are done with this configuration, click on next. In features page, you don't have to do anything. Click on next, 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 and tick this box, so that if in case your server required restart, then it will be automatically restarted once your Active Directory services are installed in your machine. Now click on install. Friends, installation will be done in few seconds or one minute. It depends on your server hardware configuration. My AD domain services are successfully installed and seems there is no reboot is required. Now click on close. And if you observe guys, here there is one notification which we got, that is a exclamation mark. So click on that and it says promote this server to domain controller. So our rest of the configuration will be begin from here. Click on this. Here we got three options. Add a domain controller to an existing domain. Friends, in first option, basically what happens if you have any Active Directory server like let's say technicalspark.com and you want to share load between two servers, then in this case you can use this particular first option, so that this will become your additional domain controller. And in second option, you can add new domain here, like let's say you have very first domain as a technical.com, right? So in the same domain you can add a second domain as a spark.com. So likewise you can add with this option multiple child domain, but in our case we are going to use third option, that is add new forest, because this is our fresh server. So let me give a name, technicalspark.com. Once you are done, click on next. Forest functional level. Guys, here I'll suggest to choose newest version of your Windows server which is available. Now click on 2016. But just for your information, currently I am also on the top version of operating Windows, that is Windows Server 2022. You can check out here. This is my trial version, so that's the reason it's showing evaluation. Never mind. During the roles and features installation, we have selected DNS as well, so that's why this option is automatically ticked. And in the global catalog, basically this is also a tick mark. So in this, what happens, all your Active Directory information is stored into this particular file, global catalog, read only domain controller. For that I have already created one block, so you can go through with that. And here we'll have to define the password. Guys, basically this password is not required much, but whenever you perform your disaster recovery, at that time this password is very must. So make sure you have this password handy and stored in somewhere safe place. Once you are done, click on next. You can ignore this delegation warnings, and in this page you don't have to do anything. Click on next. Let's wait for some time so that your domain name will automatically appear here. Okay, perfect. Now click on next. These are the folder where your database is going to be stored, as well as log files and sysvalue. If in case of you want to change the path, you can do so by clicking on these three dots. But in my case, I am going with the default one. Next. Review all your configuration so far you have completed, and click on next. Now it's trying to check out the prerequisite. I don't think there is any major exclamation which I have to be very concerned about it. So it looks like we are good to proceed with our domain server configuration. And guys, just note down here, once you are hit on install button, the installation will get complete and then it will automatically reboot. So click on install. Meanwhile the installation get completes, you can enjoy the process. The server was successfully configured as a domain controller. Now it's asking us to sign out, and it will, when we click on close, our server will be automatically restarted. Perfect. Now it's automatically pick our domain name / our username. So let's enter the password, and the password will be your local administrator password for very first time. And if you want, you can change your password for your domain user. Great, we are successfully logged into the server, and if you check out here, then you will find our Active Directory domain service as well as DNS server roles have been successfully installed, and in the flag we couldn't see anything pending. Now let's close this. Let's open the domain controller, users and computer, and here is our domain. and here is my server, which is this PC, DC. Now let's open DNS, and here we go. Guys, in the forward zone, you will automatically find your primary server DC, but if you go out to the reverse zone, then there is nothing is configured. So very first we need to configure one reverse zone. Click on new zone, next. Primary zone, that is fine, next. Second option is fine, next. IPv4 address, next. Let's me enter my Active Directory server zone name. Now next. Dynamic updates, that is fine, next. Finish. Now click on here. Now here we'll create one PTR record. Click on new pointer, click on the browse, and this is my server DC. Okay, and select your domain controller server here. Okay, once you are done, if you want you can tick this box, it's completely optional, and click on OK. Now I got my pointer record created here. Now here onwards, any new user will get join into the domain. For that, your PTR record as well as forward record will be created automatically. Now to verify whether our domain is properly configured or not, what we will do, we will try to add one machine into our this domain controller. For that, let's go to the any remote machine. Friends, this is my Windows 11 machine, which is I am going to join in our newly configured domain. Let's unlock this. Let me show you in CMD through which user currently I am logged in. Who am I? So you can see this is my local desktop name and a logged in user. Additionally, we'll check whether this PC is joined to domain or not. Properties. You can see this machine is not joined to domain. So let's join this machine in domain. For that, click on Advanced System Setting, computer name, change domain, and type the domain name. Okay. We got some error. We need to confirm our IP address. So let's check out what is IP address configure. Config/all. Currently my DHCP is enabled. That is okay. This is the issue. This is my DNS server. So we have to change this because we have newly configured DNS. For that, go to the run and type one command, that is ncpa.cpl. Go to the network properties. IPv6 is not required, so I am disabling that, and then in IPv4 I am going to configure one DNS server, that is 192.168.0.60, and my public DNS will be 8.8.8.8. Okay, close. Let's close this as well. Now we'll again try to add this machine into the domain. Okay, perfect. Now it's asking us for the credential. Enter your admin credential of your domain controller server and click on OK. He's going to the backside. Okay. Welcome to the technicalspark.com domain. Click on OK. Restart is required. That is fine. Close and restart now. Great. My machine is rebooted. Let's enter. We need to log in into using our domain credential. For that, other user, type your domain name / your username, password, and click on enter. This is the very first time we are logging into our machine. That's why it's loading, or let's say creating our new profile on this machine. Cool, we have successfully logged in. Now let's check out. Run cmd. Who am I? And you can see technicalspark.com. Let's check out at our system properties as well. This PC properties, and here we go. This machine is added into the domain. So that much of easy it is. And guys, if in case you face any issue while joining into the domain, even though you have configured proper DNS server, then in that situation what you will have to do is just go to the firewall.cpl once, and here check out your firewall settings of your Windows server, whether it's turned on or off. In my case, only domain firewall is turned on and rest of the firewalls are off. You can check out here. And in case if you want to put this also off, then you will have to do turn off the firewall from your local machine as well as on your domain controller server, so that you won't face any issue. So that much of simple this is. I hope now you are clear how to configure your Active Directory as well as how to add your system into the domain. Now let's go back to our domain controller server. Now friends, let's go to our Active Directory and here we'll see whether our computer is arrived here or not. Refresh and here we go. We got our server entry here. Now similar way we'll check the same thing in DNS. So in DNS what we'll have to do is click on refresh. We have automatically got our newly joined domain PC here. Now let's go to our reverse lookup zone. Refresh. Perfect guys. It means our domain controller as well as DNS server both are working fine. Now friends, if you want to know more about how to create users, group, OUs as well as your GPO policies, then please let me know in the comment box with your requirement, and in next videos I will try to cover those things. One more thing, if you want to know how to perform disaster recovery of Active Directory, then click on the I button at upper right corner or check out the video link in my video description. Friends, if you found this video useful, then please click on the like button and don't forget to share and subscribe. That's it in this video. This is Sohan signing out. Thanks for watching.